If you thought the King County election system had cleaned up its act since the 2004 governor's race, a local woman has given us reason to think again. I'm Katie Bucola for the Evergreen Freedom Foundation. Jane Balow from Federal Way registered her dog Duncan to vote in 2006 in order to highlight for her congressman the major flaws with the King County voter registration system. She is now being prosecuted for committing voter registration fraud. Ms. Balow has graciously consented to tell her story.
I was born in Port Angeles,
Okay.
native Washingtonian, graduated from high school there. My father was a mill worker, my mother a stay-at-home mom. Great values, small town values. Then I went in the military because I wanted to serve my country.
Overall, how difficult was it to get your dog to vote? Was it
It was so pathetically simple that if I had wanted to be devious and I was truly trying to commit a fraud, I could have registered every pet I have and put that pet on a different utility bill at the same address, and I would have been able to vote multiple times. Just sign that baby and send it in.
How did you decide to do this, and what were your, what were the ideas behind registering your dog to vote?
It snowballed after I had written to various politicians wondering why our system was so lax, and also questioning what kind of voting machine was going to be used and whether there was a paper trail or not. And all you needed was a pay stub, a social security number, a driver's license, or, these are all or, not and, or a utility bill to show where you lived. So I said to myself, my God, even my dog could vote.
And so, Jane registered her dog to vote to show just how insecure the voter registration system is.
Got the first absentee ballot for the primary, and I thought, well, the only way I can prove that the system is broken is by having him send in a ballot. So I put a paw print on the ballot. I did not sign a name for Duncan. The only thing on that ballot was the paw print, the date, and my phone number on the envelope under the security flap, and void written across, big line, diagonal line with void.
Did they respond at all to this?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. After the general election on November 9th, 2006, I got a call from King County Elections, and the gal said that the signature for Duncan McDonald was invalid. And I said to her, the ballot is signed with a paw print. You can't do that. And I said, well, you can if you're a dog. And she said, it's a dog? And I said, yes. She said, I'm going to talk to my supervisor, and my supervisor will get back to you. Okay. Nothing. But they sent out a form for Duncan to sign so that they could match the signatures, and obviously, because he couldn't sign, I didn't send the paperwork back. On May, was it 15th, we had a school levy here in Federal Way. He got another ballot. So I did the same thing. I put his paw print, the date, my phone number, void across the ballot, no bubbles filled in. And then on June the 8th, a King County prosecutor and a King County detective came to the door.
Jane initially intended to plead guilty to gross misdemeanor charges that carried with it up to 90 days behind bars and $1,000 in fines. She was also offered a plea bargain that involved instead fines, probation, and community service. If she accepted the bargain, she would not be charged with a felony. However, Ms. Balow chose to decline the bargain and to plead not guilty once she learned that King County elections officials had proclaimed, quote, "This situation confirms that our safeguards are in place to detect voter fraud," end quote. Apparently, King County guarantees its voters that it will catch a paw print signature on a ballot within only 3 short elections. The dog was just recently removed from the voter rolls.
Then when King County Elections said the system was not broken and it was misrepresented what transpired, I thought, I'm not going to take this.
The King County prosecutor continues to press his case against Ms. Balow. What lessons can we take away from Jane's experience? If a dog can be registered to vote with such a minimal effort, then our state's voter registration system is in trouble. The legislature should tighten security around the registration and voting process in order to ensure that only eligible voters can register to vote and cast a ballot.
I didn't want anything to go this far. I just want the system fixed.